right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Tuesday night concert for the Cowboy Band. Jacob is out of town this week with some students out of town at a music conference. My name is Ben Riley, and I'll be happy to fill it in for him today. Though, at this time, would you please rise for our playing of a national anthem and our state song? In the early 1943, the newly built Dodge City Army Airfield was designated as an Army Air Forces pilot school as one of the three B-26 Marauder training bases. Served in this capacity throughout the World War II until 1945, when it was deactivated. The site served as the Dodge City Airport until the late 1950s. Next up, we salute this military history with a march entitled Military Escort, composed by Henry Fillmore using his pseudonym, Harold Bennett. Military Escort is generally regarded as one of the very best easy marches ever written, so much for the fact where John Philip Sousa was recorded to have told Fillmore, "I wish that march had my name on it." Here is Military Escort. Our next piece tonight is Randall Standish's Afterburn. When watching a jet in the sky, one imagines the rush the pilot must feel when kicking in the afterburners, that sudden burst of speed. This piece seeks to capture the emotions of flight in a supercharged jet plane, excitement at takeoff, awe at beauty of the earth, and an adrenaline burst when the afterburners kick in. Carl King began composing marches and other band works at an early age, with his first published works appearing in print while he was still a teenager. He began touring with circus bands in 1918 before eventually settling down into Ohio to direct the Fort Dodge, Iowa band for 51 years. As a composer of over 290 works for band, he remains one of the most prolific and frequently performed composers of today. Big Four March is one of his most popular pieces, being lively and upbeat. Deep River was written by an African-American written as an African-American spiritual, first mentioned in print in 1867 when it was published in The Story of the Jubilee Singers with their songs by J.B.T. Marsh. By 1917, when Harry Burleigh completed the last of his several influential arrangements, the song had become very popular in recitals. It has been called perhaps the best known and best loved spiritual. James Swearingen's arrangement for band was commissioned by the Village Presbyterian Church in Prairie Village, Kansas. So here is Deep River. All right, this is the portion of the concert where we like to ask who is coming in for visit. We appreciate all of our repeat guests from Dodge City living here every year. But we like to see who's out of state or who's out of town, who's just kind of here driving by. So please go ahead and raise your hand if you're not from Dodge City. Any non-Dodge City people here today? It's a hot one. This makes the contest pretty easy if there's nobody. We're all Dodge Cityans. Easy enough, I guess. So, all right. Well, hey, local people, welcome to our concert. So, easy enough. Well, anyways, our next song, we have the Beach Boys, who are regarded as one of America's most iconic bands. They've broken records, topped the charts numerous times, won Grammys, and they still tour today. Summer definitely wouldn't be the same without their music and on our playlists. This melody of Beach Boys on stage includes I Get Around, In My Room, and Fun, Fun, Fun. right, our next piece of the evening will be our Children's March. So if there are any kids here, we invite you to come forward, and we'll have grab a flag and get ready to move as we march around. So anybody who is a kid or wants to pretend to be a kid, you can come up and grab a flag too. That's okay. Don't be shy now. Hey, you're not the only one. See? I'm gonna start coming up with prizes for all the volunteers. Golliwogg's Cakewalk is the last movement of Debussy's piano suite, Children's Corner. Debussy composed Children's Corner in the early 1900s. He dedicated the suite to his daughter, Claude Emma. She was described as a lively and friendly child who adored her father. She was 3 years old when he dedicated the suite to her in 1908. Here's the band arrangement of Golliwogg's Cakewalk. Thank you very much for volunteering to march around with us. All right, our next piece is fun, fast-paced, attention-grabbing work entitled La Madre de Los Gatos, or The Mother of Cats. It was titled in dedication to a middle school band director for her commitment to the nurturing support of the program of staff and students. And I've taught middle school in the past, and I'm going to be teaching at Dodge City Middle School this year for band. And if you've ever been around middle schoolers, that is definitely accurate. It is like herding cats when you're trying to run them around there. So we definitely understand where this one's coming from. But here is La Madre de Los Gatos. Henry Fillmore is known to play. Can't read today. Sorry. Start that over. Henry Fillmore is known to have a long-time love affair with the circus. He actually ran away to join the circus 3 different times on 2 different continents in his lifetime. The Circus Bee was published in 1908 as his most difficult piece written to date. The title is actually a name he came up with an imaginary circus newspaper and became one of his most popular publications. Here is The Circus Bee. We always feel sorry for the woodwinds on that piece. They have to play so many notes as we go by, flying by. Alright, and I'm pretty sure our next piece doesn't really need an introduction. It was written in 1975 for the album A Night at the Opera. It has become one of the best-selling signals of all time. Here's the Cowboys' rendition of Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. Alright, we have one more piece we'd like to perform for this evening. As mentioned before, Carl King's experience performing in circus bands and directing the Brom and Bailey Circus Band led to his ability to write more than 290 wonderful compositions, with many of them being lively marches. This march features catchy melodies in both major and minor tonalities. Thank you for being here this evening. We hope to see you again next Tuesday at 7:30 right here as well as at Boot Hill again next Thursday on the 4th of July for our patriotic music celebration. Here is Peace Jubilee. Thanks again for coming out. We're all done for tonight. Go enjoy the AC, go inside somewhere, drink some water. Thanks for coming out, and we'll see you next week.